stream this to my audience at the same
Oh
time?
yeah, you can hook it up too. Hey everybody, we are here. Jack is at dinner. The video that we recorded will be up shortly. He's trying. Hold on, now he needs me to upload the video, so this might be a disaster. But anyways, Kristaps Porzingis just got traded to the Atlanta Hawks, which is why everyone is here. Niang, Georges Niang comes back to the Celtics along with a second-round pick. The Hawks also give up Terrence Mann in the 22nd pick to get the Brooklyn Nets to take Terrence Mann in the deal. And the Celtics are under the second apron. It is a wonderful day here in Celtic land.
Yeah, it's really weird the type of brain that we have to utilize to think about these trades now, whereas before it was simply like, does this player make our team better? Whereas now we're like, look at us, $4.5 million under the second apron. How exciting. We're living the good life. Yeah, times are a little bit different than they were at the beginning of 2024 when we had traded for Drew Holiday. We were like, yeah, we are the clear title favorites. This dude is about to take us over the top. Kristaps Porzingis, the unicorn. Absolute cheat code when he's on the court. And they're both gone.
They are both gone. But the Celtics didn't have to give up a pick. That was my big worry with the Porzingis thing. I'd been maybe gaslit into thinking that that was a possibility. But they didn't have to do it. They actually got another pick back. And now we've got rumors from Steve Bulpett of Heavy, longtime Boston Herald beat reporter for the Celtics, that the Celtics are looking to trade up in the draft to draft the kid from Illinois. Point guard. His name is something that is difficult to pronounce.
Kasparas Zakachonis. I feel like I'm Bill Simmons because he tried to do the exact same thing on his show the other day and butchered it probably just as badly as I did. And I'm not sure. I think my internet is struggling right now, so apologies if I'm lagging a little bit.
I can still hear you. The face is freezing every once in a while, but we have your audio,
right,
which is good. Yeah, kind of came out of nowhere. The trade, just like the one yesterday where the Portland Trailblazers were not at all rumored to be connected to Drew Holiday, the Atlanta Hawks were not at all rumored to be connected to Kristaps Porzingis. I want to shout out to Mark Stein, who did give us a little hat tip that something was coming. Unlike yesterday, where I was literally about to go to sleep, and then all of a sudden I had a notification that the Celtics had traded Drew. So Brad Stevens continues to move in almost absolute silence, probably absolute silence, but one of these other two teams probably fucked him over in that respect.
We are yet to predict like one of the trades that have lots of possibilities. Like the Drew Holiday trade we all saw coming. The Al Horford trade, we could kind of see that one coming. But we spent the last 12 months making fake Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis trades, and not a single person made either of these trades.
No, nobody did. I'll say this: Jack was sharp today. Jack made a mock trade on Hardwood Houdini that was, almost exactly what we got. It was. I think the Celtics might have got the 22nd pick back in it, but it was almost right on the head. Let me see if I can pull it up actually, because I do have the site up. Next team after Drew Holiday is crystal clear. Based on the Celtics trading Holiday, Porzingis, next team will be the Atlanta Hawks or any other team that hasn't been mentioned yet. He made a mock trade that was Kristaps to the Hawks, Celtics, Terrence Mann, Niang, Mohamed Gay in the 22nd pick in the draft. So they did manage to avoid taking back the extra salary Mohamed Gay, but they didn't get the 22nd pick. That went to the Nets, who now have 5 first-round picks this year, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and switch to my hotspot here, just so hopefully the internet clears up a little bit for you. But
okay.
So I might drop for a moment or something. But Yeah, it would have been nice. My dad was texting me like, "So why do the Nets get the 22nd overall pick here?" The Nets
Because they're
just
doing
get to
everybody a favor.
exactly. They like I don't know if this trade was possible without the Nets taking on Terrence Mann. So it's like in order for the Atlanta Hawks to get to have the in the pleasure of having a lightly used Latvian on their team, the Atlanta Hawks have to send a 22nd overall pick to Brooklyn. That would have been a ridiculous masterstroke if Brad was able to actually get the 22nd overall pick in this trade. But apparently Terrence Mann doesn't quite have the value that he may have had like 2 or 3 years ago. He was kind of a salary dump, it felt like, in this trade as well. But yeah, man, it's on one hand, it's like, yeah, we desperately needed to get under the second apron, and now it makes it very easy to keep Derek White and Jaylen Brown. You're under the aprons, and you can retool around them using Anthony Simons and some of these second rounders, but the path still looks a little bit murky as to how you're going to fill in the roster around those guys. Are you going to, and again, Georges Niang, another expiring contract. So, like, you're under the aprons, and you go into next season, and you can just let Anthony Simons, you can let Georges Niang expire. I don't think that they're going to do that because, like, you need to have contracts, and you need to have guys on your team that you turn into Derek White. So, like, how do you do the Josh Richardson and Romeo Langford trade? Well, you have to have a Josh Richardson. You have to have a Romeo Langford. You do need guys on your team to aggregate salaries and send out to the other side. Like Josh Richardson kind of had a good 6 months with the Celtics, which is why we were able to get Derek White for him. I think a lot of that had to do with the 2028 pick swap as well. But like now, again, the name of the game has been flexibility. And Brad Stevens in the past, 18 hours? I don't even know. It's like when the Anthony Simons trade happened, but it's like you can keep these guys, you can extend these guys, you can flip them before the season starts, you can take them into training camp, or you can let them expire. Like there's just so many different things you can do now. I don't think that we're officially under the second apron in that, like, right now, can we aggregate salaries? You know how, like, I don't think the trades are official, right? Like, I don't think that we're under the apron to the point where we can actually, like,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, take advantage of being under the apron, meaning that we can aggregate Sam Hauser and Georges Niang for Patrick Williams comes to mind because I think he makes $18 million. I'm not a Patrick Williams fan at all, but just like X contract at $18 million. Like, I don't think that we're able to aggregate as of right this second, but we will be able to. We'll be able to at some point.
So Keith Smith tweeted that they are out of the second year by 4.5 million. Correct. But I think your point is, like, the trades haven't been officially put through the league office yet. And I think there was discussion that the Celtics would wait until after the new league year to make the Simons trade official.
Yeah, that stuff I'm not 100% sure on. And I'm seeing some comments in the chat here being like, you basically gave him away for nothing. Like, the Celtics are objectively so much worse at basketball than they were 18 hours ago.
Yes.
The thing is, Kristaps Porzingis didn't help you do shit in the playoffs in either run, except for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. So, like, him, I actually don't think that actually makes your team that much worse. Like, obviously, when he's on the court, he was incredible, but in 2 playoff runs, he was able to play like 3.5 games. The Drew Holiday for Anthony Simons deal, yeah, Drew Holiday's a better playoff player. There's no doubt about it. But Anthony Simons, the younger player, I think that there's an argument to be made that Anthony Simons might be the better regular season player. You know, played 70 games last season. I think they kind of shut him down in the last kind of like 8 games in order to like improve their draft pick a little bit. I could be wrong on that part. But yeah, sack attack. We were worse the moment Tatum went down with the Achilles rupture. Like,
Sadly true.
Yeah, when when that kind of initially happened and we in the wake of it, my immediate thought has kind of been stealth tank. And the stealth tank feels not that stealthy right now because Georges Niang and Anthony Simons could be like very excellent tank commanders.
They could be. I think Niang this year could. I'm not saying he's going to be great, but he could be a good filler guy for Tatum not being out there. They need another body to be the.
Oh, is this me or is this Sam? I think this one actually might be Sam. I could be wrong. Let me know, chat. Yeah, bring me AJ, baby. We got to get one of these Celtics fans.
I made it back. It's me.
Yes.
Yeah, it's me.
I was like, I'm not sure who it is. But yeah, the Allen Cornet deals are not for sure, right? So like, because we're only $4.5 million under the second apron, it's like we need to get a little bit further under in order to feel comfortable bringing those guys back and still stay under the second apron. That's why I think that there's still a potential Anthony Simons trade that like you flip him and you essentially take the step ladder down. It's like Anthony Simons makes $5 million less than Drew Holiday. I've been praying for the Anthony Simons for Cam Johnson. That's like a long-term one, but it's like, again, I hate to use Patrick Williams as another example here, but a guy that makes 21 million or 18 million, and that's how you continue to get room from the second apron. I don't have a guy off the top of my head. We tossed around. Before I went to bed, I was hoping it was going to be a Kristaps Porzingis for Herb Jones and Kelly Olynyk. And when I woke up, I saw that the New Orleans Pelicans were trading Kelly Olynyk. I was like, no, please give us Herb Jones. So unfortunately, that didn't happen. But yeah, I think there's still multiple moves to come here, obviously.
It feels like we still don't know who's going to be on the roster next year, unfortunately. Which we can't decide if we want to go tank commander mode just yet. But I think Simons could be a solid player. Like I kind of talked myself into him today a little bit more where I was like, man, like maybe he can help them be a fun offensive team and they bully him into being a better defender. Or like he's on a contract year, so he's trying to earn a new bag next summer. Like there are things that play into the Simons part of this that make me think he can be a somewhat winning player. Niang is just a role player. There's no way of being like, oh wow, they really got a great return for Kristaps. They got off for the money. That's all that matters. They're going to avoid the second apron, and I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, I guess. Simons is not my favorite type of archetype. It's funny, I talked about the defensive EPM numbers on the pod last night and listened to you guys and noticed that Jack also brought up that Anthony Simons was literally ranked dead last defensively in estimated plus minus in 23-24. He did improve to the 12th percentile as opposed to the first percentile last season. But he's an electric offensive player and would not be the first player in the NBA to find success in the playoffs despite being poor on the defensive end. The Pacers literally just did it with multiple guys. Like Halliburton has graded out terribly in that metric. So has Obi Toppin. I think he was fourth last this season or last season in defensive estimated plus minus. So in the Pacers were just able to strangle the Oklahoma City Thunder offense for a series. So you can definitely work around one bad defender, especially if it's going to juice your offense in the way that I think, like, he's been overtasked offensively the last couple of seasons, and you go back and look at the Dame on-off numbers, like when Simons and Dame were sharing the court, they weren't a positive because that team like wasn't that good, and they were built around several small guards like Dame, CJ McCollum, and Anthony Simons as your three guards. Like, good luck having a good defense, but like Anthony Simons on the court, I think. Was a negative 1.97 but with him off the court, and they were a negative 10.7. So like a 9-point swing with him on and off the court. He was like good when it was the Dame Blazers still. But yeah, he's not a perfect player by any means.
You're not going to get a perfect player, unfortunately. I mean, like, rating it 1 to 10, like, what would you give what they got for Holiday? Because, like, the outcry online was like, holy shit, Brad, home run. What a great trade he made. And they got this incredible return for Drew Holiday. And, like, I thought it was fine. I was hoping they might get a pick back. Simons is okay. And I was so perplexed at the time. I was like, well, that doesn't really solve, like, the money problem. Like, we're all sitting here figuring out how they're going to get underneath the second apron. I mean, today was the big day for that, I guess.
Yeah, and as I said, like, I think that I'd probably give it a 70% chance that Simons is. I know this changes it a little bit for me. I didn't think we were going to get. Oh man, Brad got out of the second apron so easily. Everybody was like, "Man, this is going to be so hard." The Celtics are in this tough spot. Nobody wants Kristaps Porzingis, negative value. Drew Holiday, negative value, and then they got value for. Well, I would say they got value for Kristaps Porzingis, but not having to give up picks for Kristaps Porzingis after he played 40 games and then had a mystery illness that came and went and then came again and blew up the Celtics' playoff hopes. The fact that you were able to get a second round, I guess it was you sent out. Is it official that we sent out the second and then we got back the second? Or did we accumulate an extra second here? Because it was not clear who.
Today's trade, right?
Yes. I wasn't sure.
Maybe they did send out a second. That's a good point because the Nets had to be involved. They had to give up something to be in this deal.
I think so. Kristaps Porzingis and a second round pick to the Hawks. Terrence Mann and Atlanta's 22 to the Nets. And Niang and second rounder to the Celtics. I'm guessing the second rounder that we got then is better than the second rounder that we sent out. Just because, like, why you... Oh, actually, who knows? It could be worse, could be better. It also doesn't really matter once it's in the second round. But, yeah.
Not bad, though. Because I felt like the second round pick cabinet was pretty empty.
It
like,
was.
The kids were starving. They were like, when are we going to go to the supermarket and get more picks? Like, it's looking pretty depleted. Now I feel like the Celtics have leverage again. Maybe they can make some big boy trades where they can dangle those chips in. Or at least, like, now you're in a position if you want to offload somebody else or move up in the draft or, like, something else along that line, you kind of have more assets to do it. And the moving up in the draft thing is, like, the looming item at the moment. Steve Bulpett put the article out right after the Porzingis trade came out. Like, it was like I'm pretty sure he had it ready beforehand.
That's interesting.
And it got smoked because the trade happened. Like, a lot of it was supposed to be trade intel. But the noteworthy thing is that they are trying to trade up. If I could just find the thing on Twitter now, it's been buried.
The Bulpett thing?
Right at the top of my timeline. All I had to do was look. Wait a minute. What is this? Just show me the damn article. Got the internet playing games with me. Okay. So it reads verbatim, currently holding the 28th pick, the Celtics are said to be trying to make a move up in the draft with particular interest in projected lottery pick Kasparis Jacksionis, a 6'6" point guard from Illinois. The Lithuanian turned 19 on May 29th and averaged 15, 5.7, and 4.7 assists in his one season with the Fighting Illini. A quote from a front office source as his other clubs prepare for one day's first round draft says it remains to be seen whether Boston can get up to where they need to be to draft him, but there are definitely teams up high that are trying to trade back. The question is how far back those teams are willing to go and what Boston is willing to offer them to do it. Is it Hauser? Are they going to trade up for this guy? After your long discussion, your long poll made on Twitter saga of this, is this the move?
Well, I've seen this guy mocked pretty high. I think I saw Vecini has him at 7 on his... This his big board? Yeah. Vecini has him at 7 on his big board. After this episode wraps, we are on First the Floor got Ben Pfeiffer coming on to talk about the draft. Ben Pfeiffer has him at 11 in his mock draft to the Blazers, ironically. So I don't know how high they would have to get. I don't know how high Sam Hauser gets you in the NBA draft.
Number one, of course.
I mean, Dallas defense does win championships, and they saw Sam Hauser lock up Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving for a series in the NBA Finals. I've been saying like the 14th overall pick. As I said, would you trade Sam Hauser for the 14th overall pick? The Spurs are like, can we get some shooting? Can we get some veteran, like a guy that's good to go along with all these young guys? It makes a lot of sense. Like, what are they going to do with the 14th pick on top of the second pick on top of Stephon Castle? Like, they've got a lot of young guys already. So I think that spot has made sense to me. It doesn't feel like that's going to be high enough based on what I'm looking at right here. But obviously, Brad Stevens knows more than I do. But then there's like, who knows, man? Do the Nets need all of these draft picks? They own a sixth of the picks in the first round. I saw. Like that's.
I know they're going crazy.
What are they supposed to do with all
them.
those picks? So like, I don't know if they would move off of 8. I don't know. I think they have 19 as well. But yeah, the Suns. Are they a candidate to give up the 10th pick for Sam Hauser? I wouldn't think so, but I would definitely not rule.
Sense.
Yeah, it would not make sense, but I would just not rule out the Suns doing anything because they're terribly run.
They're doing stuff on purpose.
They're doing stuff on purpose again. So yeah, I don't know. And also, I'm sure they've got like maybe this Jacob guy is. Oh man, I'm butchering this, aren't I? No, it's Kasparas is his first name. I don't know where I'm getting
the
Jacob
Lithuanian
from.
kid. This is what you can call him.
Oh no. Oh, Lithuanian, not Latvian. Okay, that's okay. We can deal with the Lithuanians, not the.
I feel bad for
Latvians.
Pete. Pete just got smoked.
I know.
Latvian Pete.
Latvian Pete. Yeah, is he going to stay in the Celtics Nation? James in the chat, First the Floor episode will be literally live in like 20 minutes. So after I jump off here.
Yeah, we can wrap in a second here. Unless we'll do your final thoughts. We can get up out of here. We don't have to go super long.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. It's fun to go live in the aftermath, but it's like we just salary dumped Kristaps Porzingis for Georges Niang and a second round pick. Like,
mission accomplished.
Brad Stevens did it again. Like, again, I think that's the takeaway is that the way you're looking at these trades and how I'm feeling about these trades is just so different. Like the mindset of where we were 12 months ago, 18 months ago, 2 years ago, where it's like we're trying to win the title and now we're trying to shed salary and get under the second apron, and how excited everybody is about watching talent walk out the door. Different times.
It's thrilling. Fuck the second apron, man. The second apron has ruined basketball because they could have theoretically been like a 4th, 5th seed next year with the roster they had. Maybe Porzingis has this really good bounce back year after being sick. Like Holiday can probably give you more than he was being asked to give you last year and the year before, where he can kind of help bandage some of the missing Tatum parts of the team. But instead, you lose both of them. I mean, Simons could probably help you bandage some of that offensively, but defensively, there's no shot. So, I don't know what to think of it yet. We're going to have to sit here and just ponder for months. Like, are they going to be good? Are they going to suck? Is AJ going to be on the Celtics next year? In 2 years?
Yeah, I definitely am not ruling out a Jalen and Derek trade at this point. Like, that still feels like
the Jalen stuff online was crazy today. I know you just woke up probably an hour ago.
A couple of hours ago. Yeah, it's hard to wrap my head around sometimes. You wake up, I mean you know it. You've been awake for some of this stuff, which you're never gonna get being asleep during the Luka trade back, but
it's terrible.
Yeah, but it's hard to wake up in the midst of when shit's going on because it's hard to catch up because, like, what are all the ramifications? You're getting, like, salary updates. It's like, I don't know how to feel and where I am. But, yeah. The Jalen stuff, that just feels like it's going on and on and on. Yeah, stop going to bed. Might be just the answer until, like, July 12th.
The Jalen stuff now is no point, in my opinion.
Like, trading him?
Yeah, I mean, you're already under the second apron. Unless you get, like, this unbelievable return that you cannot turn down, like, you don't need to do it anymore. I don't care.
Yeah.
Now it's officially back to being not my money.
They need to get a little bit further under, I think. A little
Hauser, see you later.
bit. It does feel... maybe, but Niang could you attach a
Niang,
second...
see you later.
Yeah, that feels more likely to me. I think Brad would prefer... But going back to trading up, Hauser feels like the trade-up guy. But, like Atlanta...
If they do trade up, they're going to pay him, the draft pick.
Yeah. Like, where is Atlanta picking? They feel like...
13.
Yeah.
That would have came back in this trade, I feel like, if they had a chance at it.
Well, I feel like that that could be the Hauser spot because they have trade exceptions that he fits into.
Celtics just start pillaging their own white guys.
Yeah.
Porzingis gone. Hauser's next. Pritchard is like hiding in a bunker. Or maybe he wants to be traded at that point.
I don't know what Pritchard is thinking right now. I can't imagine he loved the Anthony Simons trade when he found out about it immediately, but yeah.
You think what do you think Simons does next year? Is he bench or starter?
If he's on the team, I think he comes off the bench and we get 3 6 Men of the Year awards in a row for the Boston Celtics.
Just lining them up like in the trophy case.
Exactly.
You know, Brad Stevens doing the Kobe pose with all the 6 Man of the Years? 3 different ones.
That's right. And Brogdon, he flipped into Drew Holiday. Peyton Pritchard, he just signed to a
now
scam
Anthony
deal.
Simons.
And now Anthony Simons.
Brogdon and Simons were teammates.
Crazy. And now everybody is on the Wizards. Marcus Smart and Kelly Olynyk reunited.
The NBA is doing a good job of kind of like sprinkling like guys around on teams that I can root for.
Yes, good. The Wizards, I don't know. Like, could they kind of be good by accident by having like a healthy Marcus Middleton and Kelly Olynyk on the team?
Depends what their young guys do. Like, I mean, Poole's gone. He's like a bona fide loser. Feels like he was bad for the team. Like with him being out of there, maybe you have like Sarr develop a little bit, Koulibaly develops a little bit, Kispert gives you a little bit more.
110 million in expirings for Washington. That's crazy.
They're gonna get Luka, KD next year? Is that what it is?
That's crazy.
Can you imagine if Luka left the Lakers for Washington?
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Don't even care that he's in the East. Bring him over.
Oh no, they beat him every year. I wouldn't be afraid.
Exactly.
Oh, Giannis? Is that next year? I don't think so. I feel like he's under contract for a while.
I think Giannis has an extra year left. I could be wrong. I also think that he's just going to be someone who signs an extension
forever.
I don't know if we're seeing the end of the free agency when it comes to stars. Like, these guys just sign the contracts and then demand trades. That tends to be kind of how this thing works at this point, because they can get way more money by signing the extensions
guarantee the deal.
They can by one, waiting until they get to free agency, risking injury, and two, that they can just get paid more on the extension they can by signing in free agency, creating a dearth of stars in free agency, which has led to Luke Cornett being a spicy free agent name.
He's next. He might be the next notification we all get. Probably not.
Cornett for Luka.
They just give you an A for an E. That's what they do. Big vowel swap.
Could use a couple more vowel swaps. Keep us going, Brad. Keep us going.
All right, we can wrap it up there. It's almost been a half hour. Make sure you guys subscribe to our channel, subscribe to First to the Floor, leave a like on all of our videos across both. And Jake, you're going to be live pretty soon. Again.
Live in 15 minutes with both Ben Spoonie and Ben Pfeiffer talking draft. We will talk about the draft, about I don't know if we're going to talk about these trades. I don't know how much Ben Pfeiffer is keen on talking about the Kristaps Porzingis salary.
He doesn't want
to? I don't know. But he will have thoughts on Jakob Jonas, who I'm so sorry about that, Mr. Kasparos Chakinis. I'm so sorry.
Call him J-Man.
Kasparos.
He's going to get a cool nickname.
Jakachunas. Kasparos Jakachunas. Lithuania, Illinois. 6'5", 6'8", wingspan, creative offensive guard. It would be interesting.
Maybe like him as a Drew replacement?
Yeah. It does. It like in the playoffs is having a little more downhill creation. This guy's good at like getting into the lane. Just more offense. I don't know. Just more guys that can put the orange ball in the basket. Like this guy's a fucking hooper from the 7-minute YouTube highlights I watched before I hopped on here.
He's a bucket.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're going to get out of here. Again, make sure you subscribe to First the Floor and be there for their stream tonight at 8:15 Eastern Time. It should be a good one. Thank you again. Everybody have a good night. Kristaps is an Atlanta Hawk.